Hey y'all, my name is Luke. I make bags from high performance materials that might otherwise be discarded, but as you can see, we're back in the boat here, working on these compartments in the head here, routing out the glass work that I did last year. So yeah, it does feel good to get back to it, and also it's not the most fun thing to be in a Tyvek suit sanding, but temperatures right now are pretty good, so I'm working away every evening after being in the bag shop. And as we're looking at here, I'm working in the head, and then here, Chris, my good buddy who's making this whole thing possible, restarting the project, has been helping out on Sundays. So here he's got his super awesome 3D scanner that is going to give us really good data for his CAD software that's going to show all the imperfections of the work that I've been doing. So it's a really cool tool that is going to enable him to make molds that are perfect and the first time right off the bat on his CNC machine, and he's got lots of good tools and obviously years of expertise and know-how. So he's going to be helping out on Sundays, and in the meantime, every other evening that I'm not working in the bag shop, I will be making progress. So here we are working on the topsides, getting rid of all the Bondo that I had put on there before. I had sanded off all that stuff to get rid of the cracked fairing, and there was just like some glass crazing and some other kind of weird fiberglass stuff going on here. So here Chris is working away, sanding it back so that I can put some new material on top of it, and also just kind of documenting me while I'm grinding away inside the technical compartment or inside the head, and getting rid of all the sharp little bits of carbon fiber from me laying up the hatches, and then also getting rid of all these panel attachment points in the technical compartment, because we're going to be putting stuff up in new places, so there's no use having them up now. Back on the top sides here, looking nice and clean, ready to put some carbon down. And I did put some red fairing compound kind of stuff, that's epoxy West system with microspheres in there. And you might be asking, hey Luke, why do you have so much carbon fiber? That stuff is super expensive. And I would say, yes, it is, but I'm super lucky to know somebody who works at a company that makes the stuff, so I'm able to trade bags for carbon fiber cloth. And that has been a huge help on this project, and I do like using it. Some people prefer to use just regular fiberglass because you can see it getting wetted out by the resin and you can see the bubbles and whatnot. I really like using this carbon because I can pay for it by making bags for this person who works at this company, and it is lighter, and it also looks super cool. So I've just been squeegeeing it really hard, getting all the bubbles that I can out of there, and then putting peel ply on top of it. So the idea is to get rid of all the Bondo I had put on there before, get rid of all the fiberglass imperfections that had resulted from the boat being used back in the day when it was in the water, and cover it with 2 layers of this carbon fiber, and then put some peel ply on it. And we're using West System epoxy here for this top sides, just to make sure that whatever fairing compound we put on after the fact is super compatible. And it also stinks a lot less than vinyl ester, which is nice to work with epoxy for that reason. It is a little bit more expensive than vinyl ester, but I prefer it because I can weigh it out and get it down to the gram accuracy, and it's not nearly as stinky as using vinyl ester. Once it's cured, I can pull the peel ply off, and it leaves a nice clean surface that I can just rough up with the sander, and then it'll be ready for fairing compound once the whole top sides are ready to go. I'm having a hard time finding more of this nice thick peel ply right now, though. It's kind of expensive when you buy it in long enough rolls, and I really don't need more than about 30 yards, and it's tricky to find for some reason, but we'll get there, and it does make the process down the line a lot quicker. Reduces the amount of sanding that I have to do, and it saves me money on sandpaper, because this Festool sandpaper, it's great, but it also is pretty pricey. And another thing I've been working on is cutting out the through hole on the starboard side here that is in the head, because we need to move it. It used to be where the cabinet is, but we're going to have a shower there now. So going to have to move this over, and it was glassed in, so it's not just something that I could take the screws out and just pull it out of there. So I had to cut it out and fix the hole, and then we'll be adding a new through hole and just a little bit more outboard under where the cabinet is. So once I got the sides sanded down here so I could see layers and feather it in there, I got a 3/4 inch piece of foam, cut out to that exact size, and then started laying down some carbon fiber with some West System. I think I got 6 layers of carbon in there with some matting on top just to make sure it smooths out nicely once it's cured. And then I can come in on the outside of the boat and put some carbon on that side too. So that's about it for today. Really stoked to be making progress on the sailboat. It is a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.